Also, thank you to Stephen from Bennsville who donated $250 to our tally. We appreciate that. Thank you very much. And look, we know it's tough times at the moment, and we know people don't necessarily have it at the moment, but you can pledge to pay something over X amount of time. It's not what you have, it's what you can do. If you don't have anything, of course, pray. But $60 a membership is really, for some of us, 7 days of coffee. So if you can sacrifice 1 week for Christian radio, why not do that? And here's something for you. If every person on the coast who ran under the banner Christian, if you all were a member, we wouldn't need to do this. And we'd be having events to actually raise money for a catastrophe someplace. So $60 for a year, wise investment. So you choose coffee, Christian radio, bag of chips, Christian radio. You choose. It's a really simple choice. Now, I'm not trying to guilt you. I'm just trying to say, I know when it comes time to pay that $60, sometimes you think, well, I've got this bill, that bill, that bill. But we don't think about it when we walk in and we lay down our $7 for, a tall coffee. You don't think about it that way. So, a small sacrifice for Christian radio goes, a long way. So just a little bit of thought there to, think about it. But like I said, it's been great so far. $15,690. Seriously, thank you very much. I absolutely appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to see how the day unfolds. Now, I've got a mob in here who are really used to giving. These guys, they give. Now, I met Andy years ago on a prison visit. He was there, and I just saw him. I just waved at him. Hey, dude, how you doing? He kept looking at me. Yeah. I told my friends, just don't look at it. We rekindled here at Central Coast, and he had a concept that was rattling around in his head about a band that would go out and do things for the homeless. And, it often starts with a wild idea. It does. And most people have that wild idea is, here's a wild idea, how can I get rich from it? That wasn't his play. It was a wild idea of how can I feed the homeless. Now, that's something we can support. And that turned into a One Faith band.
That's it.
Now, I don't know how far back that was, but for people who are new to the area, and we've met a lot of people who are new, folks who are newly saved, who know nothing about Christian radio and just tuning in, give us history of where you began to where you are today, because it is an interesting journey. And don't leave anything out, such as, because people can skip, we thought we'd get a band, we put it together, we made this record, we did our first concert. No, there was a whole lot that went in between there. Who paid for this?
Yeah.
Who organized? Who made the phone calls?
Yeah.
Where'd that van come from that I want?
The van's a great story.
So, yeah, it is. So, give us some history before we hear you, but tell us how this began.
Absolutely. Well, before we do that, first thing, on behalf of all of the One Faith band here, let's say hello.
Hello. G'day.
So I just wanted to say that to prove that it's not just me here again, all right? We actually do have a band. Now, look, we started... we were talking about this the other day. Ironically, we have a concert coming up next week, and almost to the week, it's been 5 years since our very first CD recording and concert.
Well, I don't think it's 3. It's been that long. 5 years.
And we started out, it makes me laugh.
And you're still a family.
Yeah.
We still love each other.
Oh, loving family.
Some of us by actual blood.
Yes.
It's really cool because we started out, Annette and I started out doing some duet stuff, and I think we had one little square amplifier, a microphone, and a guitar. And a really bad guitar.
Very limited.
And the idea was we used to go over to Judy and Tony's house on a Saturday night and we'd sit there and jam. And one day we thought, we really wanted to do something with our music in some small way. And we thought, wouldn't it be fun to make a CD and do a song?
Yeah.
But what's the reason? Are we going to sit around in our lounge room and do this forever and a day, or what? So we had it on our hearts to do something for the homeless.
See, I love that.
It wasn't about the money.
Yeah, I love that.
Well, it's not look, at the end of the day, we're not here to. We weren't going to do it to try and make money. As a musician, you never do anything to try and make money.
Well, that is enjoyable too, but it's about the cause.
Yeah,
it is.
Absolutely.
The cause, which is to feed the homeless people. We basically accept donations. We ask for 7 cans of food each time we have a concert, and we've raised a lot of awareness for homeless people, and we've raised a lot of cans of food, toiletries, all that sort of thing.
2 things there. One, I love what Brian Houston says. Use what's in your hand. And that's exactly what you did. Well, I can play a guitar. How can I use that? And what are you using it for? In all of Australia or all of New South Wales, this coast, this little strip of God's country here, has the highest concentration of homeless people.
Absolutely.
So what a
Yeah.
great combination. Yes.
Apparently
So,
more
you
than
know,
3,000.
Oh no! Actual figure-wise, just
Yeah.
just to put it out there, if you include people who are living night to night in a caravan, couch surfing, the
Yeah.
whole thing, it's nearly 4,500 people across the Central
Yeah,
Coast.
yeah.
That's massive.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And for those of you
it's
who
not
don't
their
know what
fault.
those of you who don't know what couch
Couch surfing.
surfing is, it's just sleeping on a friend's couch. That's all
Yeah.
that is. Older folks at home, couch surfing, is that a thing now?
Yeah.
Yes, no water
Do I need
either.
a surfboard?
So yeah, continue.
Yeah. So look, it's a huge problem, and you're right. We just wanted to use what we had. We had no great illusions as to where this was going to go. We're just going to do our bit. And the original idea, with the help of Judy and Tony, and when I put it to them, I think they both rolled their eyes and said, "Oh, here we go." But we did one song. We raised between us about $500 or $600. We went to a studio. We put down a song by a then unknown artist by the name of Lauren Daigle, and who's
that
since become
time.
very well known. And we raised out of that 3,500 cans of food.
Amen.
And we just couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
So then a
It's
concert
distributed.
happened, then another CD happened, or another song. So we were recording single songs at a time. We've had some really powerful people along the way who've just been the right people at the right time. Yourselves. I mean, getting us out there. You guys have been a huge part of what we do. Now, we might only pop in once a month or once every couple of
Doesn't
months,
make a difference.
but I know how hard you guys work. I know the community service stuff, the announcements alone that you put out for us.
Yeah.
It really has genuinely helped. And at the end of the day, it's meant more people have been coming along to our venues and bringing the 7 cans of food,
Yeah.
because that's what it's about.
Because-
Look, we have fun. We're musicians. Any excuse to play, of course. But you know what? It's that extra 7 cans of food. And the really cool thing is, the next concert we've got next week, all going well, not only is it 5 years we've been going, but it's 20,000 cans of food.
Amen.
And that's just from the
How's
goodness
that?
of people's
Yeah.
hearts.
How's
you
that?
know?
Really
How's
close.
that?
Yeah.
How's that?
Really well.
And see, people will buy into something like that. It's a vision, but it's also a cause, and it is a problem here. And that's why we got involved right from the beginning, because I mean, it's where we want to position ourselves as a hub, not just a radio station that once a year we ask you for money. We want to be in your backyard every day of the year.
Yeah.
If we're not in your car, we're not in your radio, can we be in your back alleyway, your back car, or someplace where there's a homeless problem where you're there? One Faith Man said, we'd like to be there. So
Yeah.
if you've got this thing, why wouldn't we shout it out? Because we want the whole coast to know
Well,
it.
it's been like it's really interesting actually, because it's been in the big picture, it's like a jigsaw puzzle, and you guys are a big part of that jigsaw
Yeah,
puzzle.
yeah.
with
We
what
can
you
be
do.
puzzling, yes.
Well, I wasn't going to say that on air actually, Evan, but he's a very puzzling person.
You asked Rick. Yes, Rick will tell you, Eben can sometimes be
Now,
puzzling, yes.
this is going to seem like a shameless plug, and in a way it is, but there's 2 other people that have been influential in our lives. Number one is Music Centre Gosford,
Yeah.
who have really come to the party with us as far as equipment goes.
Who were in
And
the
I'll
room
let these
today,
guys
yes,
talk
thank
about
you.
that.
Who were in the
Okay.
room today, thank you.
The other one is a guy called Paul Janetzelli, who has a studio called Music Pro, he's a guy who's produced for people like Hillsong. He's produced for the studio bands for Phil Collins.
Co-founder of Hillsong Worship, actually.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Like the guy is a legend. He saw something in us, and I don't know what it was, but he saw something in us, and he's mentored us. He's helped put us
He's
through
been
Alpha
great.
Christus College last year, doing our music
Yeah.
diplomas, and everything's just been this extra piece of the puzzle. We've met Lois over there, who is such a gifted PR person.
Yeah.
We've got our
and,
tribe
you know,
now.
we rubbish you all the time, you know that. But honestly, we couldn't do this without what you do.
Lois gives.
Okay.
Lois
She
knows how to
gives-
give back. I've
gives
known you
good-
for how long, Lois? 20 years now.
Photos.
Oh, 20, about 20 years now, yeah. So it's 20 years, which actually feels more like 40, because Lois knows. See, Lois knows how to get in there and
Take it.
ruckus. She can. Yeah.
Well, you know, Lois.
Oh yes, yeah. Oh yeah.
Everybody knows Lois.
Oh, he's famous.
Oh, he's behind me, so I'm a little nervous. So you guys, I'm watching the reaction on your faces to make sure I'm safe. Yeah. So all right, okay. So,
don't know what
You're starting to look pale there.
but it hasn't been without its struggles, because
it
I
hasn't.
know that you have personally dug into your own pocket and paid for the licensing for the song.
Yes.
Yes.
And and when you're asking for cans of food, it's not like you're selling them to the homeless, you're giving them back. So that money, although some people think, well, how are you going to make it back? You are.
Well, here's how we do it.
Generosity.
Yeah, look,
Yeah.
here's how we do it. Firstly, to start the whole thing up and buying equipment, yes, Annette has been a very patient and understanding wife, and I've also got a very patient and understanding couple of in-laws here.
Who happen to own a music store. That helps. That
And
helps.
most people get 3 months labour. I think I'm the only person who gets 33 months labour.
See, Judy's smiling. Tony's like,
But the reality's been, these guys really have helped us, and yes, paying for licensing costs for set lists at all costs.
Yeah.
But you know what, we managed to sell a few CDs and T-shirts, and that pays for the fuel for the van, which is a story in itself, which we'll talk about.
we'll
later
get to
on.
that after. Yes, we're going to come to that.
But it's led us to the point
Yes.
through our songwriting. We've actually, for the first time, this is the really cool part. We started out like everybody doing covers, and we realised pretty quick that we needed to start tailoring songs for the audience we have. So we've embarked on songwriting, and we're really blessed to have almost 3 songwriting teams. Where there's Annette and myself, there's Judy and Tony who write in a very different style, and Lois over there has contributed the most, which we're going to play today.
Yeah.
Lois has
This
contributed.
is one of
the most-
Lois' songs. Because Lois, you
Mate,
write
you are
poetry.
awesome.
You did songs and
Yeah.
poetry
Yeah.
and graffiti.
Yeah, so we worked.
Oh, that's it. The graffiti on our fence, it says
it's
Lois.
beautiful.
I didn't know what it was.
So you paid for the songs. You didn't. I mean, you could have sent an email to the labels with a sad story. This is what we're doing, and some of them probably would have given it to you, but you didn't bother to do that. You said, "I'll pay for it. Here it is." Now you graduated from that to originals,
Yep.
and you still have to pay for the recording of that, though.
Yeah, it is. We slowly. We'll never ever be a 100% originals band. I don't want that, because people do. We like to do songs that people relate to. So what we're doing is, we will choose songs that have been written, and where there is one that hasn't been written that we really want to write about, that's when we step in and we do it. Our aim is to have probably 70% originals, 30% covers at some stage, but we're not in a rush. We're focusing on quality, not quantity, we hope. And that's where we're going to be going. And we actually had our very first ever release, which has just been released, called Your Love Breaks Through, which
we've got.
Which you've got,
Yes.
and that's the very first song that has been written by us, engineered by us, produced by us, mixed by us, mastered by us. It's terrible, but we've done it.
Well,
I just like to thank us.
Well, see, but that's the thing I like about Andy. Is that Andy will tell you that we're not the best band by far, but you know what? It doesn't have to be with what you're doing. It's not.
about what you do,
It's
it's what we
not.
do.
Yeah, you're not trying to be superstars.
No.
Yeah, that's not what
yes,
what your
that's not
aim
what-
is.
yes, we are.
It's not.
No.
It's not. I mean, if it
that-
happens
what it's
along the
about.
way, great. But
That-
it's not where you're trying to be.
That's it. But that said, Evan, one thing I do want to say is I am immensely proud of all of these guys, and I'm going to get off the mic and let somebody else speak soon. too,
Well,
by the
let's
way.
listen to the
But-
song.
Yeah,
let's
okay,
listen
cool.
to the
Let's hear the song. And we just, so now this
Yeah.
is written by Lois.
No, this one was written by myself.
This is by yourself. Oh, you're playing live, though, written by
Playing a
Lois.
So the lowest one's live.
Now, did she threaten you to make you do that?
Yes. Bribes.
Didn't have to. It's such a good song.
Oh, nicely said, Stevie.
Well, that guy's safe.
It is unashamedly brilliant.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Really good.
In fact, when we get to that song, I'm going to ask Lois to introduce that song.
Cool. We can do that.
That'd be nice.
All right. So let's hear the
Lois.
recorded one. This one's called Your
Lois.
Love Breaks Through. And where did this
Yeah.
come from?
This came from. I wrote it, but I'd actually been doing some Bible study and been reading the Apocrypha, and it actually comes from verse 77 of the Gospel of St. Thomas, where look under a log, you'll find me there. Look, split a rock in two, you'll find me there. God
Is
is
everywhere.
everywhere.
Excellent.
It's the joy of the song.
One Faith Band. Your Love Breaks. Has this been played anywhere else?
Yes, it's
Kim
starting
C.
to hit some radio stations now.
Excellent. Kim
And,
C. One Faith Band. Amen. Rocking it up in here. Good thing I turned the AC on like the 19. 'Cause seriously, starting fires up in this joint. Okay, no, awesome. Now, if you just tuned in, this is One Faith Band, and what they do is they actually, you're One Faith Band, but your event, you call them Jamming for the Homeless.
Yeah,
that's
we've,
right.
we've actually, the band is the One Faith Band, you did right, and Jamming for the Homeless was the theme that we tend to use. We've actually, we've gone down a new concept now for this year.
Okay.
It's always still Jamming for the Homeless, because that's what we do.
Yeah.
But, we decided last year, obviously we need to feed people physically, but we wanted to get more involved in feeding them spiritually as well.
Amen.
So This year it's called the Weapon of Mass Revelation Tour, which is kind of fun. And so there really is, it's a mixture of Christian and secular songs that we do, but there is really a good message there about salvation and about grace. And that's the theme through all the songs are linked to tell a story. And it's been a lot of fun. We had our opening night about 4 weeks ago. We're on next week, and we've got about 3 or 4 concerts on the trot after that. So
Where are you next week?
next week is at Lakes Anglican Church on Sunday the 23rd. So that's next Sunday night.
7 cans of food to get in,
7
and
cans
1
of food
can
to
of
get in.
food for kids.
You
Yeah.
know.
Yes.
Sure, you know it, don't you?
He's taught you well.
There's no cheat sheet in here.
Yeah.
Perishables.
Yeah, all that sort of stuff. So doors open at 6 o'clock, 6:30. We've got Newcastle's one of her better singer-songwriters, Newcastle Sandy Louise, is joining us. We've got another act joining us, and then the band will be on at about 7:30 for the full Weapon of Mass Revelation concert.
So, for churches out there or organizations out there that want to book you, how do they find you?
Okay, so you can go to our website, which is www.onefaithband.com. And you'll find all of our details there, including a contact phone number. You can also find us on Facebook under One Faith Music, and you can personally message myself. And just to put it out there to the churches, we are here to help you do your mission. When we come along and do a concert, firstly, we don't charge within this area. If we have to go out of area, there's usually a very, very small fee to cover fuel costs to get us there and back. All of the food raised goes to your church's mission to do what you need to do for the homeless. We don't take the food away with us, and that's a really cool part. We are here to help you. That's the whole crux of what we do. We are a mission team as much as we are a band.
Awesome. My guest today, One Faith Band, thank you for coming today.
Hey, no worries.
Now,
Thank you.
now they're going to take us out to a song, and there's a backstory to this song, is it? Or
There is.
Yes,
There
there
is.
is.
I mean, we're not the voice, but we got some backstories going on here.
Well, I'm really tired. Look, that wonderful friend of yours, Lois Terrans, over there in the corner, co-wrote this. It's her lyric, and I would really, really be blessed just for once if Lois, you'd introduce this song.
Oh, come on.
Come on,
No,
Lois.
Lois.
We don't like dead air
Very
on
shy.
Rhema.
Lois,
Shy than
Lois,
me.
Lois, Lois, Lois.
Come on.
All right.
Enough.
Okay, so this is a song. Actually, Annette, do you want to introduce what this song's about? Just briefly.
Yeah, briefly. This song is about your inner beauty. It's not about when you look in the mirror and what you see it could be totally different to what really is inside. It's basically a song saying that you are faultless, no matter what you look like or what sort of view you have, cancer, or you've been in domestic violence, or you've been in depression, indeed homelessness. This is a song for you. It's called Faultless.
Faultless. One Faith Band, thanks for coming in, guys. Take us home.
If you keep running, how will I ever catch you? And if you keep hiding, how can I ever find you? And if you keep believing you're broken in two, how will you ever hear the truth?
Faultless and brave, you are sunshine and rain. Faultless, divine, jewel thread of time. Faultless, courageous, love flows through the ages. You are faultless, faultless to me.
You are faultless to me. When you run,
divine jewel thread of time. Faultless, courageous, love flows through the ages. You were faultless, faultless to me. Faultless and brave you are, sunshine and rain. Faultless, divine jewel thread of time. Faultless, courageous, love flows through the ages. You are faultless, faultless to me.
You're faultless to me.
Giving is an exercise of faith. We give in response to what God has already done for us.
Well, I'm talking. Come on, I've got the microphone. And look, I just want to say thank you to all those that have given so far. What's our tally? Oh, look at this. 15,990. In the studio with me, just in case they want to butt in every now and again, I've got Frank, who's normally driving you home from 3 till 6. G'day, Frank.
Yeah, hi everyone. You would have just heard me getting a bit excited.
Oh,
when
I
looked at
did.
that figure. It's just $10 to hit
Yeah,
16,000.
come on, who's going to give that $10 and get us over to 16,000? That would be fantastic. Yeah. And also, I do have David, who's in the studio with us, but I'll introduce him in just a second. I just want to give a big shout out to Mark. From, where is it, Canton Beach, $100. Thank you so much. David from Narara, $100. Jenny from Narara, $100. Man, keep those coming in. We love them.
Oh, wow, there's
Thank
big
you
out
so
there in
much.
Narara, isn't it? What's going on?
It's great. It's fantastic. Loving it. And if you want to give, it is 43674042 or go to our website, rhema.cc. Keep those dollars coming in. Can't wait to see what God's going to do with this, 100,000. Ooh, she's big. Yeah, she's big. But, yeah, enjoying this time in here. It's a bit funny they've been here on a Sunday afternoon rather than a Wednesday afternoon. I keep trying to keep going to tell people that 2:30 school zones are on, but they're not because it's Sunday.
You should always be safe on our roads. There we go. That's a good message for any time.
There's our road man who teaches all our kids. So if you see any people out there learning, you know who to blame if they're doing something wrong. He's teaching our next generation. Oh my goodness.
I'm trying to teach as bad as I could. I wish they would all get a lot of lessons. I think we'd all, statistically, we are better drivers who've had a few lessons.
Oh, definitely.
But
definitely.
I can talk about that in my
That's
show.
right. Yeah, we're not
this
going
is your
there.
show,
That's
Linda.
right.
What have you got for us?
We have enough of that on every afternoon, don't we? I love your tidbits, though. Tidbits of information are good, aren't they, David? You listen to Frank?
Yeah, I love tuning in on them whenever my car's on. I love, it's awesome.
I think I'm about to teach Dave how to ride a motorcycle. So if you see someone going past on the back wheel, that might blame me.
It's not me.
Is that what you teach them? Great stuff.
No.
So, David, you have been listening to Rhema for a while, and tell us about
many years, from the Foundations Day, and I love the concept. I love Christian radio. It's such an encouragement.
It is, isn't it?
It really is.
No matter when you put it on, something there for you, isn't there?
Awesome, beautiful songs, and sometimes, but I really love the teaching, like the focus on the family.
Oh,
they're
amazing.
It's something you don't hear anywhere else, is it? I think so.
I just wish, I generally tune in when I'm driving, and the regrettable thing is I can't take notes while I'm driving. I think, I've got to take note of that. And
I should jump in there and say something, but I won't. Keep going, Dave.
Whoops. Yes. So, no, I love it, and I just thought I'd tune in for a bit, because I just want to encourage all the Christians out there who tune into Rhema, even one's enough, but whatever. I mean, it's just such awesome stuff. Keep listening, and the thing is, it's if you don't think you have the money to give anything, $5-10, whatever, 100, the more the merrier, of course. But I mean, in a way, it's an investment. It's an investment in your future and in the kingdom of God. It's there's no, it's the best investment you can make. So really, can I just encourage every one of you to, just give something, because it's not too much, $100,000. You hear of the stats. If everyone who listens gave $2.50, that's peanuts. And at times, sure, I haven't had the money, but I can forego something else or whatever. I know money's going to come in if I haven't got it right now, and so I can just do it. Just do it.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Just skip one coffee or something
and talk to your friends too. If
That's
you
it.
know,
Spread
other
the
people might
word.
not be listening to this; they might be out and about, whatever. But just tell anyone you know. And I know there's a lot of good causes out there. There's Fred Hollows, there's Compassion, there's there's heaps of good causes, and there's so much need in the world.
Yes.
But honestly, this is if you're a coastie, this is just a place where God's placed you, and we want to bless our community, and this is just an awesome spot to
Good
do
on
it.
you.
And
Good on you. Thank you, David.
What you're saying there, David, I think is one thing about the central Rhema. It is on the Central Coast, so it can almost be a conduit for even to learn about your Fred Hollows and other
that's
great
right.
things around the coast. Because this is that gets beamed out. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a radio station, Fred.
No, I don't think
So it's a great thing for all the churches and a lot of causes to community announcements and so forth, so they can all combine through this one conduit to get some great messages out there, including driving instruction.
Has to throw it in, doesn't
You
it?
like
Yes,
that
that's
idea.
right. Don't you get enough 5 days a week?
You're in charge. You can say whatever you like to me now.
I might just to put a little off on your mic if you don't be careful.
I'm starting to break.
Very funny.
Yeah, that's enough for me. I mean, I didn't have much to share, but honestly,
That's heaps. That's great.
I mean,
No, we
I've
love
loved listening to the points that Rick and is it what's his
Evan.
Evan have been sharing. Fantastic, but and just the one thing I don't think I heard was it's an investment. It's the best investment you can possibly make. It's
It
just
is.
it brings tears to my. I just love I don't think the pleasure of leading someone to the Lord, but honestly, if I can sow into something that will be doing that in masses and just I want to invest in kingdom stuff.
That's
you know?
right. If you are investing in us, then you're investing in everything that we do.
Yeah.
And if what we do brings salvations, that's part of you.
Yeah.
That's what you have done.
And you've probably been listening, David, to over the weekend. There's been some people have rung in and say because I heard Rhema, it's put me on the right path.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
it's quite.
awesome.
I heard one just who someone popped in to visit us saying that she knew a friend who was debating whether to not stay with us, but she flicked onto Rhema and just heard the right message, and that's mind blowing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can make a difference, even if it makes a difference to one person.
Yep.
And of course, one person, can make a difference. Hey!
Yep, we've done it.
There we go. So
good
it
stuff.
was.
Thank
we just got
you.
that $10, so now it is over
$20.
$16.
We've got $20, $16,010.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
Keep
Awesome.
it coming, keep
I
it
mean-
coming. We thank you.
I mean, it just reminds me. I've heard such awesome snippets, wonderful stuff. Like a message the other day. I vaguely remember a lady who owned a ranch in America somewhere, and she loved her horses and really cared for them. And I'll just give you a very brief run by because if you can get the message, it's awesome. I wanted to try and get the message. But anyway, one of her young foals looked like it had a broken leg. One of its legs was bent backwards, and she was so upset. And she was angry at God, saying, "God, this horse, what did it do wrong?" I mean, it's only a little foal, and she was heartbroken when she had to call the vet, and she just expected the vet to come in and have to put it down. But the vet came, and she just realised it was dislocated, so was able to put its leg right again, and she was so thankful. This lady asked the vet, "So how are you?" And while the vet was working, she said, "Oh yeah, I'm okay."
Chit-chat.
But she pressed a bit further and said, "No, how are you really?" And this lady just broke down in tears and said she honestly, amazing story, she had a gun in her mouth,
Whoa.
ready to pull the trigger, saying, "God, if nobody calls," or I can't remember what the story was, but honestly, I've had enough. And then that call came, and wonderful stuff.
There you go.
Praise.
Wow.
That's why the
A
Bible
moment in
had a leg.
time.
Yeah,
A
and
moment in time.
you know, and God can use anything. Hey,
Yeah.
and just like that dislocated leg, and from that comes a life saved.
Yeah.
Wow.
She said
How good
God
is that?
could have. She thought, well, God could well have, deliberately dislocated the leg for the
Who
sake of this
knows?
woman, because this woman, wow.
Yeah.
So when a message like that, obviously, it turns your life around. One message.
Yep.
And this is on all the time.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah, that's right.
24 hours a day. You're not hearing wonderful music on Rhema, but stages throughout the day you're hearing awesome stuff. And
Luckily, I'm not on 24 hours a day. Is that
we
correct?
are
Linda?
lucky about that. Yeah.
Thank you for
But there is definitely messages. There's some late night stories as well. I've been liking Odyssey.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
That old school radio show with their voice, because they've got such fantastic voices, of
Yeah.
course, as you want to go, I wish I could speak that well. But,
Yeah.
so some great messages. So I think this station possibly has something for everyone at some stage.
Exactly.
That just a chord, like you're saying,
Yeah.
that woman getting a call from someone. As well. So there's, if we can make a difference, so that's fantastic. And you can make a difference here
Yes.
on Rhema.
Yeah, so don't forget,
Yes,
don't
you
just
can.
tune out and say, oh, put it off till tomorrow. Don't put off till tomorrow what you can do today. Like, honestly, just do it.
Yep.
Because
Absolutely.
you just need to do it. Man, we only got 16 grand. We're aiming for 100. I think that's small, but
It is for the total,
But it's
but-
great. I believe. Yeah,
We've just
It goes right through to the end of June, so
Yeah.
hopefully more will come.
Yeah.
And there's probably some pledges out there. And maybe
Awesome,
even
yeah.
people have rung up and become a member
Yeah,
or
awesome.
an extra mile partner,
Yeah.
which is a fantastic way of doing it, just $10 a month. Normally we do about 31, which is $1 a day.
Yep.
And, by the end of the year, even if you only give 10, you're giving $120.
Yeah.
But you might not be able to afford that right now.
Yeah.
So we could have, we could have more in that way as well. So that's
Yeah.
good.
Yep.
Well, thank you, guys.